Patrick, thanks for joining us today. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Orlando, just outside of downtown Orlando.
All right, an
Great to
area
be
I know well. And it's
here.
a wonderful February day. I'm sure the weather's great.
Yeah, I mean it's like 70 degrees and full of pollen, so but it's still a beautiful day, right? So,
It's funny. I wouldn't have thought about that, but you're right. It is full of pollen right now.
mhm.
Well, I'm sure other people listening would trade that to have 70-degree weather. It is a beautiful day down here in Florida. Appreciate you joining us. So, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us your company, who you guys serve, kind of your ideal client, and how long you've been in the role.
Okay, great. So my name is Patrick. Our company is called LRES Property Management. We're located just outside of downtown Orlando. Our ideal client, we have investors, accidental landlords, small families, families that own small family houses. But yeah, it's just a wide variety of clients here. And the last question was what was the last question you asked me?
Oh,
Where
so
was,
how long have you been in
oh,
the role?
so I've been a business development manager for just over 3 months.
That's great. We're
Mhm.
interviewing you very early on to your tenure.
Yes.
Always do that, but you got some cool stuff in the works. And so we wanted to find out what you're doing and share that with the rest of our community. So let's talk about liquid assets. What is liquid assets and what was the idea behind that?
So Liquid Assets started basically as a great networking event that our brokerage used to house. Last year, they worked with other partners with like title companies and mortgage brokers just to bring a bunch of the people in the community together, talk shop, real estate. And since then, we've made it a monthly event. We do it the last Thursday of every month. And it's really kind of changed. It's kind of a way for us to thank our partners who have been working with us and just also for our team, an opportunity for us to let loose. So, yeah, every last Thursday of the month, it's a great way for people to bring new clients, new friends, new people in the community. Yeah, and we just talk shop and we just have a great time.
That's amazing. So networking
Yep.
event focus less on the potential in client and more on
Yeah,
referral partners, or is a little bit of both?
we wanted to bring it in as a way to kind of thank our existing referral partners. So it's kind of both. Yeah. So if you like, we have mortgage brokers or other realtors we've worked with for a long time, and they'll go, tell one of their friends, if you know someone, this is a great team. Why don't you come meet them? And this is like the best way to get to know us, right? In a very
Right.
casual setting, pitch to anything, right?
Yeah, and so that makes it valuable for people in the industry and for property owners because they always want to meet more vendors in the real estate area. So I'm guessing it's easy for people to just say, hey, look, if you're interested in real estate investing or if you're in the real estate industry, you should come to
Mhm.
this event and you should meet some great people. Is that what you think people say about it?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's always a great time to meet new investors as well. So for sure.
Excellent. Well, I heard that Hannah from my team came,
Yeah.
and I think that entertainment and something to do is what makes a networking event worth going to, and it makes the
Right.
time fly by, and it creates relationships, and it creates
Right.
stories for people to talk about, which I think is really important for these
Right.
networking events. It's just a little awkward when everybody shows up, and it's like everyone's just passing cars back and forth. They have the obligatory two drinks, and they get the heck out of there. But I
Mhm.
heard that you have some structure to these. You have some events. So walk us through the event that Hannah went to and what you guys did.
So I've always loved wine tasting. I don't know, because I used to live in California for like 5 years, and every year on my birthday, I would always do wine tastings. So I was like, wouldn't it just be fun? You don't even have to be good at it. Wouldn't it just be fun to figure out which is like have a game where everyone has to guess what's the cheapest, the most expensive wine? So I just went to Total Wine. I got four different bottles at four different price points. I covered the label and I had people guess. I made like a little cards, and you had to rank them from cheapest to most expensive. And then I gave you bonus points if you could guess the varietal. And then the winner got a bottle of the most expensive wine that we had, which wasn't, it wasn't Opus One or whatever. It wasn't crazy expensive, but it was still a fun time. And it's a great icebreaker. No one's like an expert at it, anyways. So even if you're, it's just a great way to get people talking.
I love that. What's the venue like? Paint a picture for us. Tell me time of day. What part of town
Yeah.
are you in? Is this a bar, a hall, and how many people are there? Walk us through paint a picture of, since I wasn't there.
So right now we have our it's a converted bungalow from like the 1930s or 40s, which is our office. And then so what we did, because the weather is really great outside, we just created a bar outside. We put up some tents, we put up some chairs, got some music, and then I assembled another bar on our patio, that we could do like the wine tasting. And so it was just a great opportunity for people just walk around, see the whole office. If you're not from I guess the southeast, we got, you won't know this, but we got like Publix chicken tenders, which is like the best. And we got little sandwiches. And yeah, it was just like a great time from 4 to 6. And our first one, we're doing it every month at the last Thursday of the month. Our first one in January, the weather was perfect. I think it was like 60 degrees. So, I mean, what else could you want, right? Wine, cool weather. Yeah, so it was a great time.
Publix chicken tenders. Yes, I'm a local, so I get that. It is
I,
anybody that's spent any time down here will know what that is, which is
yeah,
great.
Pub subs, Club Licks.
I love that. All right, so I thought this was going to be out at a public venue and you're getting people together, but I'm sure that's helping with kind of the brand recognition and people coming now. Now they're seeing your office, they're seeing your
Yeah,
employees, and I love that it's 4 to 6. So you guys are kind of working a little like well, you're still work. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I
right,
mean. You're kind of like you're turning into a little bit more of a social hour, a
right.
little earlier, which is exciting. So. I love that it's actually at the office. That's got to be great for getting people to remember who you are.
Right. And it's funny, it's you could only get so much from a telephone call. So it's great to bring people over, especially they get to see your face, see what you're about, learn about the company. And yeah, so we like to do it at the office when it's cool outside. So when it gets really hot in the summer, we may have to go figure out something because it gets hot, not appropriate to do it on the lawn. People will not forget that, but for different reasons.
Yeah, you'll have heat and rain to
Yeah,
contend with in
exactly.
South Florida in the summer months. So yes,
Exactly.
well, keep us posted on what you do. That's actually great.
Hmm.
All right, so size of the event. I know you said you've just kind of taken this over. This is something your company's been doing, but you're now involved and
Right.
it sounds like you're ramping them up. I mean,
Right.
what's a successful event for you? How many people are you inviting over?
So this one we had about 20 to 25 people, and I think we're trying to focus it maybe 30 to 40. We don't want to make it a big blowout because you still want to get the value of being able to talk to people individually. So if you want to blow out, maybe talk to us during our Christmas party. That was a little bit more fun, a little bit bigger of a party. But this one was a great way to just meet other people. Like, so for example, I met a great guy, Darren, and he was a member of a local chapter at Winter Park of the BNI. So he introduced me. They told me that they had an opening for the property manager seat there. So that's something we're really heavily considering. So we really just, this was our first one of the year. We didn't really know what kind of expectations we had for, but we got a lot of great contacts, a lot of great referrals. And I think a lot of people, all the BDMs know January is incredibly slow. So it was a great opportunity just to get even more leads and get, more FaceTime with other people.
All right, I love this. And one of the things I really like about events, we have our events. If you use them wisely, it's a there's a whole bunch of like build up and post event opportunity. So
Right.
you said, 20, 30 people come that are all referral partners. I
Mhm.
mean, that would take you, 20 to 30 hours to go around and meet with those people individually. And so now you have the
Right.
opportunity just to call your favorite people, people that may forget about
Mhm.
you, and invite them to the event. And then after the event, you have the opportunity to post social media. And then when you do follow up with those people, you now have personal stories to engage with. So I
Right.
often think when people push back on, hey, it's just one event. Did you get business? Did you not? I say, hey, you're looking at this wrong. Like it's something to do leading up to the event because now you've got a purpose to call people, to reach out, to invite people. And then after the event, there's a million things you can do to post social media photos and reach out to everybody. Make introductions to people that you met and say, hey, I heard that you met Bob and he wanted your info. So walk through, kind of how you're using this and how you're structuring your days to get people to the event and what you guys are doing to maximize the marketing from them.
Right. So basically, this because it was the first one, we're still developing, like revising our strategy as we go. But everyone who attended, I have them on a little bit of a drip campaign just to keep them abridged of what's happening. But they also know of the cool stuff that that we're doing with the office, some of our latest deals, the newest listings, things like that. And then, I mean, I think it's great also just to get this helps kind of build your reputation. We're a good company, honest people. We like to have fun, and I think just bring that energy out to the rest of the community. That's kind of helpful. So, like it was maybe a few days after the event, I went to the BNI for the first time, and Darren, the guy who I had met at the party, was telling everyone at the party of what a great time it was and how nice everyone was, and so everyone else there was really excited to come join too. So if people don't remember anything about you, they will remember that if you're at least nice and welcoming. So this is like these are kind of like part of the goodwill of the company that you really can't monetize, but things that will help bring more clients later down the line. Yeah.
Yeah, free drinks, food, and fun all in the same place.
Yeah.
Even somebody who has no clue what property management is going to say, "I still had a great time." And I
Yeah.
like this Patrick guy, even though I don't even know what he does. Which I remember being in BNI, and
Yeah.
sometimes it takes months for people to understand what everybody does, unless you're a painter or plumber or something super obvious.
Right.
Because we take it for granted because it's a
Hmm.
very niche business. So love that you're
Hmm.
doing that. And then social media, you guys posting photos, you're tagging people, you guys
Oh
taking
yeah.
advantage of that.
Did a bunch of photos, and then the people who got like first and second, I had like these very exaggerated like photo ops with them as if they were like meeting the president or something. But it was like, no, you got to like a $25 bottle of wine for Total Wine. But we leaned into it a little bit, but yeah, it was really fun.
I love the theater of that. All right, we'll have to share the links to that. That's fun to see putting that on social media. So again,
Hmm.
that's I just think people underestimate is they judge the event solely
Hmm.
by the hours it starts and the hour it ends. And
Right.
forget about all the opportunity to invite people. Now you go to another event and they say, "Hey, do you know about,
Hmm.
Patrick's parties? What do you call these? Is there like it's liquid assets, right?"
Yeah. Well, one thing I also wanted to do when I was like pitching the idea of the wine tasting is because I go to a lot of events by myself, and I guess I'm more extroverted, but I know there's a lot of people who are not like that. So I was trying to think of an activity that even introverts wouldn't feel uncomfortable going to, because it's kind of intimidating, right? You go to an event, you don't know anyone. Having a small activity like that is a great icebreaker, and then you can meet people naturally. You don't have to just like, hi, how are you, here's my card, so things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I love the activity and I love the theme,
Mm-hmm.
real estate related. It's called liquid assets. People won't forget that. It's going to be, it's
Mm-hmm.
a very meaningful connection. All right, so tell us a
Mm-hmm.
little bit about what the next one's going to look like. What are you thinking? I don't want you to give all your secrets away, but what are some of the other activities you might do and who are you going to invite to these?
Okay, so I'm still pitching this to my bosses. So I was like, a tequila one would be great, but maybe we'll leave that for somewhere later down the year. I kind of like the idea of doing yeah, more activities like this. So I'm still working around. I'm percolating more ideas though, but more tasting related things. I think champagne tastings would be awesome because everyone, that's actually a really really fun one. You never really know if you're eating when you see the bottle how horrible it's going to be. So, this is just a great idea to explore, but I'm still playing around with it. And again, I have to run it by Jack and Tom to see what they're happy with. But yeah.
This is great. People are gonna, this is gonna be a not a can't miss event, which is
Hmm.
what's really exciting.
Coffee would be fun too. That appeals to everyone though too. Yeah. Coffee would be a
Yeah.
good.
Love it.
Hmm.
That's fantastic. Yeah, you're right. Liquid assets doesn't have to only be alcohol. It can be any kind of beverage, which is
Right.
fantastic.
Hmm.
This is great. All right, so you did allude to something
Hmm.
that I heard that I really like, and you said it's not a blowout like our holiday party was.
Yeah.
If you want a blowout, come to our holiday party. Who did you invite to the holiday party? Did you have all the same people and your clients and everybody else? What was that like?
Yeah, we invited our clients, and we invited like some people, family, friends, and people who have been like with the been sending us business or have been clients who have become friends for years though. So um, we try to keep it really low key, and then one of our friends uploaded it on their Linktree calendar, and so we got a bunch of random people we had no idea. But I guess that's a sign of a good party. You get like a couple of people who want to crash it a little bit, but I mean that was more than 2 hours. Let's just say that. But yeah, it was a great time. You're welcome to come up too. Yeah.
I appreciate that. I think this is something that not enough local businesses like property managers use to their full advantage. They think about
Mhm.
a holiday party, they think, oh, let's just make it for our team,
Hmm.
I've got a good friend in town that has one of the biggest real estate agencies here in Boca. And
Hmm.
before it closed down, it was always Blue Martini. Now it's another big restaurant. But they just open the doors and they have a 200 person holiday party and they invite everybody. And they must get so much business throughout the year from
Hmm.
this one event that they do every holiday. So I've always thought, us as local businesses, like, we treat our holiday parties the wrong way. We can turn
Yeah.
them into absolute events, which is
Yeah.
amazing. Glad to see you guys are doing that.
And then you don't even need to spend that much money on it. I mean, we did it right, but we had like photo booths. People love photo booths. Like it doesn't have to be too crazy. And then we just got really good local catering, and everyone had a great time. Yeah.
What's great about photo booths is that you're then making the event viral because the
Yeah.
reason people want photos is to share them, uh,
Hmm.
which is great. Anything you can do to facilitate both fun at the event and then an inevitable share is basically like, the flywheel spinning, right? It's
Right.
good for everybody.
Right.
Well, this is fantastic. This blueprint for liquid assets is amazing. I hope all of Scale Club does this, just not in Orlando because you own it in Orlando. But I'm sure
That,
this is going to pop up in Atlanta and Nashville and Boston and everywhere else you can imagine, which is great.
yeah.
Um, all right, so kind of tell us what's next for you. I mean, 3 months in, this is great. You already got a good blueprint for what you're doing. You got some good traction. I'm
Hmm.
guessing you're meeting a lot of people. What is next for you to make 2025 as successful as possible?
I just think I just constantly meeting people, constantly following up. One of the things I really wanted to do was make sure I have constant touch points with like everyone I've met at all these events too. So one of the first things I do after these events, the next day on my computer, I just add them to the drip. So it's just slow touch points over and over again, and then what else have I been doing? I reached out to all our previous owners. I tell them, come on down if they're local. We have a great event. Bring your friends. We have a great referral program for our owners also, so it's a good incentive to keep everything, you know, in the same business. So, yeah, I guess it's just constantly meeting new people. It's the relationships, right? So, yeah,
Business development at its core.
yeah,
I say all the time, the best definition of sales that I've ever heard is sales is getting in front of the right people at the right time and helping
yeah.
them make the right decisions. And if you're
Mhm.
getting in front of more people all the time, those stars just start to align. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, it's the right person and it's the right time, and you can't control those. So just meet more people. Just expand your net, which is amazing.
What I think I'm going to do, like pretty soon, though, also for our next event, our office is located next to a couple of real estate offices. So, and then, but also there's a bunch of law offices and title companies. So I'm probably just going to drop in randomly and just tell them, come on down. We have some fun stuff. So we'll see if we can get any business from that. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's great. And I love that you said law offices as
Hmm.
well. And honestly, it's like meet the neighbors.
Hmm.
Even if somebody's not directionally like perfectly aligned with real estate investing,
Yeah.
they're your neighbor. And if they have clients and they have uh, customers that may use you, they're going to be like, they could go 2 years and have no clue what LRES does. But you invite them
Right.
to a party, then they want to know and they want to ask. So it's like meet the neighbors, which
Yeah,
is
exactly.
another great net. I love that. And they're also more likely to come because they just walk right over. They're not
Exactly. You,
driving
you can't
across
come up
town.
with, right.
Yeah. That's amazing. All right, so somebody watching this who wants to do it, let's get brass tacks. How are you inviting people? Are these phone calls? Do you send out an email blast? Do you put it on social media? How are you making sure you're
Mhm.
getting, new exciting people to these events?
So about 3 weeks beforehand, do the event right, and then because we're already affiliated with like a lot of local, like the Women's Council and like East Orlando or BNI or whatever, you probably already have like a roster of people there that you interact with regularly. So that's how we started out. But at first we were being a little bit more selective. We want to bring in people who that will enjoy that really maybe not know us as well as some of our other existing partners. So 3 weeks out, we start doing like we just do Eventbrite and connect it to a social, and then you get an automatic notification. I guess 2 weeks out, and then I think maybe a couple of days out, and that's exactly just how we did it. And people may not come, and some people who register may not come, but people who you're not expecting also come. And then what I did also got a fishbowl, put a business cards in it, told everyone there was a raffle, so that was really easy. Like we raffled out. We have like these wine cups already in the office, these insulated wine cups. So it's like, oh, it's a very easy way to get people's business cards, and, make the event sound even more cohesive. And then, yeah, that's all we really had to do. Got a playlist off Spotify, put it in the background, so it really wasn't that bad. Got some local Publix catering, and I went to what do you call it? And then I went to Total Wine and got the little uh, plastic shot cups, and that's what we use for the tasting.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for sharing all those tips. I want to, definitely drive home Eventbrite. It's amazing. If the event's free, I don't think they charge you anything to even do
Right.
it. We've used Eventbrite for even our big conferences, and it's just an easy way to organize like how many people are coming, who said yes, who said no. And you can, like you said, send them reminders. If it
Yes.
starts raining and you say, look, instead of being in the front lawn, we're going to move it inside. Like if you have to make a quick announcement,
Hmm.
having everybody in a system like Eventbrite is
Hmm.
amazing. So that was a great share. That works really well.
And if you're a BDM, it's a great way to capture all the information, add
Yeah.
people to your drip, and then they won't, send them out information as you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let me share one more idea as you do this. And for anybody watching, when you have an opportunity to invite people like this, it's just an easy way to get somebody on the phone. They're like, hey, what? Like, I'm a busy realtor, I'm a busy divorce attorney, or that I've never really met. And it's like, why are you calling me? You have a reason for them to return the phone call because there's a date attached to it. You're not just calling to meet them. You're
Right.
calling saying, hey, I think we've done some business with you. I think we have mutual clients. I think, by the way, that's just a great line to say. I
Hmm.
think it's the mutual clients. Like nobody says no to that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I think we have some mutual clients. We're having this thing. It's for people in the real estate industry. You might meet some new clients. Love for you to show up. It's a reason for them to do that. And then what I would add to that, that I used to do in the past was once you say that to them, be like, well, hey, while I have you on the phone, I've actually really been wanting to get together. Could we meet up for coffee in the morning? Or if you're trying to book a meeting with one of these referral partners,
Hmm.
while I got you, even if you can't make it, can we set up a meeting? And now you've got a reason to be on their calendar. So I would encourage people watching this that really want to build a local network, especially if you're like kind of brand new to the industry and you don't have a lot of real estate or law contacts or finance contacts. It's a great way to like, well, I was calling for this event, and then once they say yes or no, or I'll think about it, then you move into setting the meeting, and now you're far more likely to get that meeting set than just calling them straight about the meeting.
Right. 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 Yeah. And Hannah also recommended that to me. Also, she's like, she was looking through my lead simple. She's like, oh, you have a lot of real estate contacts. She's like, reach out to them, tell them about the event, and then you can start quantifying how the conversions,
Yeah.
will show up. But yeah.
Yeah, it's such a simple thing, but it breaks the ice. And now you have a relationship. You've invited them to something, and then you can say, "Oh, and by the way, can I come present to your office, or can you make a bigger ask after that while you're still on the call?" And that's why, even though it's way more efficient just to send out an email blast, which you still should do, you start making
Mhm.
one-on-one phone calls, and you start really making some magic happen. So I hope that people
Right.
go out there and use this to be a little bit bolder and build some bigger relationships.
Right. Exactly.
All right, this was amazing. I want to share this strategy. Anything I didn't ask, or kind of any parting shots on how to make sure that you get the most out of this?
Um, no, I guess just say we specified Orlando several times. Everyone knows to come to Orlando and reach out to us, but yeah, that's the only thing though. So
That's right. So if you're looking for a property manager in Greater Orlando, LRES. And by the way, if you're watching
yeah.
this and you're a BDM, I know a lot of people come to Orlando, obviously the theme parks, other reasons. If you're in the industry and you're in the area, reach
Mhm.
out to Patrick and maybe you can crash one of his liquid assets.
Yeah, more than welcome. Yeah, and that's one I also want to say about Orlando. People don't realize it is more than the theme parks. It's crazy. There's 3 million people here. We're not all within a mile of Disney. So there's a lot of culture and a lot of great, things around here that you wouldn't know about if you just go a little away from the parks, right?
Yes, I can
Yeah,
attest. Downtown Orlando is an entirely different universe than the
right.
theme parks and Kissimmee and all that.
Hmm.
Downtown Orlando is great, great music scene. great food, lots of things to do for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I appreciate you spilling all the tea on liquid assets. I think this is a great concept that people should be doing. And I wish you the best on this new venture that you're in here at LRES.
Awesome. Thank you so much.